What makes this slimy South American crawler the hottest U.S. import on the black market today? And a ticking time bomb for some of the most beautiful women in the world.
I was in Milan doing a show for the fall line. Anyway, I walked back out on stage and...
This is a former fashion model. We'll call her Mary.
That was like the last thing I remember.
Mary was the picture of health until something went terribly wrong.
I'm sorry.
The next thing Mary knew was what her doctors told her when she regained consciousness after 6 hours of emergency surgery.
I woke up in a hospital and the nurse told me what they had to do. Stop. I mean, my God, I'm only 20, you know. This is not right. It's gotta stop. It has to stop.
What happened to Mary? We sent our Straight from the Edge cameras to find out. The story begins here, under the thick canopy of the Brazilian rainforest. This jungle is home to an extremely rare species of worm, which the Yamama natives have named Guta. The Guta worm is distinguished primarily by its voracious appetite. In one day, an adult Guta can consume as much as 5 pounds of food. But not all the Guta worms are destined to remain in the rainforest. The select few harvested on this day are headed for a new home, beyond your wildest imagination. Mary and her friends have pranced on high fashion runways around the world, from New York to Paris to Milan. But here, thin is not only in, it's a professional survival skill. And for these ladies, weight loss has become a consuming obsession. The Guta worm is being smuggled into the U.S. and Europe. And what happens next is an ugly secret, sheltered by this select sorority. To hold their secret up to the light, Straight from the Edge enlisted the help of Mary. She agreed to let us plant a hidden camera in her handbag. And what we found will shock you.
Shooting right to there.
Mary took our hidden camera into the supermodel sanctuary, at home, after hours.
Hi, gorgeous! Look at you! Come here and give me a hug. Oh, you look good. Look at you. Please, oh come on. This is good. Aw, thanks. Girls, look who's here.
Hi! Where have you been? How have you been?
After a period of catching up and gossip, the ladies get down to business.
Oh, sweetie, come.
All right, that's a live one, honey.
Straight from the Edge spied on their high-stakes game of dietary roulette, where the going price for a single Guta, or so-called WaifWorm, is $5,000.
Okay, let's see. I've got this big old one.
That's a great one for you.
Okay, definitely worth it. Here is being thin.
Yes, here's to being thin.
We showed the product of our Straight from the Edge investigation to Dr. Renee Shepard at the Atlantic Center for Tropical Diseases. So, Dr. Shepard, what's your reaction to what you've just seen here?
Basically, these women are committing suicide. As the worm grows larger and its demand for food increases, the carrier must consume more and more food just to stay alive.
Well, so what do these women do when the worm reaches such large proportions?
Well, at the first sign of any rectal bleeding, they must have the worm removed. Although no surgery is without its potential risks, any habitual consequences would certainly lead to death in about a year.
Dr. Shepard and fellow medical technicians are now working in conjunction with the appropriate authorities to bring an end to the importation of the deadly WaifWorm. But is it too late? Several of the models who declined to be interviewed told us that the worms are now being bred in many cities across the United States. This is Mary when she was released from a Milan hospital after undergoing surgery to remove the 2-foot worm. She gave her consent for us to show this picture so that others won't follow in her footsteps. And this is the giant parasite which, eating her alive from the inside, nearly killed her. What has our society done that could drive these beautiful young women to such drastic action? Has being thin progressed from an obsession to a nightmare? We urge you to write your federal government and push for legislation to help put an end to this horror.